Hello everybody. Today I just wanted to talk about kind of not just the dailies, but how to get the most currency out of your daily playtime when it comes to AFK Journey. Now, of course, there is the little thing at the top, which is, oh, well, if you AFK and you AFK for long enough, you'll receive rewards. And of course, that's going to be your general kind of source of income, especially once you start getting out of the early game reward pattern system that you get. You gain coins, you gain basically everything that you would need to level up your character. But although you can definitely get gear on occasion from these things, the thing that you're probably looking for now that you've presumably at some point hit like the mid to late game part of the game is where do you actually gain upgrades for your gear and your characters? And I don't have good news for you. Now, of course, the point of this game is that with the AFK stage building, they want to put a priority or an emphasis on you clearing it and, basically clearing it faster or higher so that you can gain more rewards, period. But actually, if you take a look at pretty much everything else in the game in terms of rewards or value, unfortunately, all of that is basically locked behind achievements, guild quests, daily quests, stuff like that, and these are not really that difficult to clear in general. Now, again, with the daily quests, you can do a number of things that are honestly pretty easy, completing AFK challenges, completing or participating in the Dream Realm, collecting your instant rewards, giving favor, collecting favor. These are all actually extremely quick. I was going to originally make a video on daily quests, but to be honest with you guys, completing all the daily quests are things that you'll probably do if you literally just play the game at all. So it wasn't really worth talking about, but in terms of overall tasks or overall things that you could do to get more resources, again, you have the growth trials, which again, a lot of these are decent, completing side quests, and this is of course one-time completions, but so is doing the story, and so is doing some of the world exploration that includes stuff like collecting chests, which is also another way that you can get resources. But in terms of actually continuing to find different ways to get resources that aren't as common, definitely continue to do your growth trials, your growth path. And then the thing that I definitely think a couple people probably miss out on in terms of value and the pacing or progression of their account is that there's actually a number of activities or I guess like battle modes, if they want to call it that, that you gain access to after you hit a certain level. Now, the exact levels of these, I don't have exactly on hand. I apologize. But as you progress through the story, as you continue progressing, gain more levels, clear through the story, you do gain access to other activities, including arena, battle drills, especially once you gain access to a guild, arcane labyrinth, and the legend trial. Now, again, in terms of actual value from each of these activities, the battle drills give you something very good, and I've already kind of commented on this or commented before about this, but of course, doing your guild things are very good. Now, in terms of being in a guild, if you do end up, beating the activity or beating the boss or beating or clearing the activities, what you gain is not only just an epic invite letter, which of course gives you more characters, and as I mentioned in the previous video, if you gain, more imprints for characters, that doesn't just, slightly increase or change their skills a little bit, they also just gain raw stat, which is, in other words, giving you more upgrades to your character, which is kind of the equivalent to upgrading or, gaining the resource, the AFK resource, and then upgrading your character. But, of course, the other thing that you have access to is the guild medals. Now, I commented this also in the last thing when I was commenting about, like, how valuable guilds are, but I didn't comment on this reputation treasure thing that they have going on. Now, the thing about this activity is that ultimately you are also stamina gated, but in terms of what you want to upgrade, I can't show you the two things that you have here if you do have a key, but basically what you have access to when you open up the chest or once you have keys is you can upgrade or you could choose from two different chests. One is a bit gamblier. It gives you the potential to have or gain like 3,600 diamonds or something like that. I believe it's 3,600 diamonds. Essentially, you have a small chance to get like a big lottery or a big payout, and then on the flip side, you have a more consistent, less RNG chest, which you could definitely go for. But for me personally, my initial day worth of doing the battle drills, I decided to do the RNG chest, and I got nothing. So if that's any indicator, it is what it is. But again, as you can see, doing this activity gets you these diamonds at the end, assuming that you complete it, and assuming that you get stamina or you can complete content like that. It's just more rewards. And then again, not only do you gain the rewards from completing the content, if you take a look at the Emporium, like I mentioned, you can get the celestial imprints or like the celestial copies the constellations, whatever you're familiar with from other games, but it's basically another copy of a character that allows you to upgrade your character's abilities. Now, aside from that, the other thing that I do want to kind of remark on, because I had a few people ask me about how important it is to do Dream Realm. Some people were kind of, I guess I'd call it, they were a little bit frustrated with the way that the Dream Realm works, just because they weren't able to clear it as easily. But the current Dream Realm boss, the Sky Clone, or the Skyclops, I apologize, it's cut off, is actually much easier than a lot of the other bosses that we've had in the past. Now, again, I'll kind of make a general video in terms of how to beat today's specific Skyclops, which I'll probably try to get out sometime soon, or maybe I'll post it after I come back. But in any case, the Skyclops for today, right now, is very easily beatable if you have this one guy named... There he is, Kruger. Now, Kruger, Coco, and the Meerkat are the perfect trio for dealing damage and also healing and also giving you damage resistance. And there is no real good team, to be honest, or no good alternative to Thorin, just because Thorin is kind of a Giga Chad tank when it comes to just soaking up damage. He revives automatically, and in the time that you're waiting for him to kind of get up and stuff, your allies can kind of stall and heal or, you know, take less damage. And when you pair Coco, who has damage reduction, alongside Thorin, and again, most people or everyone should have Cisia, assuming that you've done at least 10 pulls in the game, this basically trivializes the Dream Challenge right now. Now, again, I'm not like, you know, rank 1 or anything, so I apologize. I'm not the best on the, you know, on the best on the server. But I do have the, you know, I do have the top 20. I believe I had the top 20 cape from what I had before, which, you know, that surely means something, right? That, you know, surely some of my strategies kind of make sense, because in all honesty, although of course you can argue that like, oh, pay to win whales, you know, they'll ruin the game or anything, there's actually a lot of players that are like either below or above me in terms of like power. My guildmate, Harmless Hades, random shout out to him, but he's in my guild and he has definitely spent much less on the game than I have, and he's literally 250, like 300,000 ahead of me, and that's just a product of, again, the luckiness of how his rolls went in terms of where his imprints went to, and of course also just comes down to how you strategize or how well or how familiar you are with the positioning and the way that your characters work. Now, as a parting note about Dream Realm, there is also a lot of, or I shouldn't say a lot of, but there is a decent amount of RNG that specifically occurs with Dream Realm. But Dream Realm gives you a lot of rewards. If I didn't, you know, make it already abundantly clear, you can gain not only just one set of rewards, by the way, which is also very specific and unique to Skyclops, but Skyclops I was actually able to beat not just once, not twice, but I'm actually on my 3rd life. And every single time that you end up beating the boss, you actually get 3 invite letters. 3 invite letters. I'm going to sound like a broken record, but more imprints, more damage, and of course you have stuff like gaining access to training manuals, you have stuff like the diamonds, and all of these things of course contribute to your overall strength. I'm going to try and hit the next tier because I really want those 500k books, but that is really insane value when it comes to, again, general overall resource generation from the game. Now, the final thing that, again, I know I've like definitely touched on these things very briefly, and like you've probably looked at these activities and kind of just done them because you wanted to clear your dailies, but I cannot stress enough actually how important a lot of these activities are in terms of being successful or completing them or not getting failures or being defeated. Excuse me. Now, again, we already talked about Dream Realm. We talked about all the other content, but the last one that I think is actually super significant is Arena. Now, again, I mentioned earlier, or I've mentioned in previous videos, that getting weekly victory rewards is really nice. And of course, when you end up beating the boss, they also give you rewards as well. But something that I don't think I touched on quite well enough, or I might have missed from the last video, was that the Arena store refreshes. So, hypothetically speaking, the next set of bosses that are really strong for tomorrow may actually contribute towards a stronger or a faster clear, not for your Dream Realm, but also for, you know, clearing out your story and stuff like that. Basically, if you do end up finding that you want an imprint for a character and you've got enough arena tokens here or arena coins here, you can just upgrade or power up your character. And for me personally, if I didn't have a Cisia imprint already, I definitely would have purchased the Cisia sigil here. If you take a look back again at the Dream Realm here, even the guide right here suggests that you use Cisia because, again, there's an AoE or there's a bit of AoE here and you want to obviously do more damage and clear out the content. But in terms of actual raw value, I lost the rank in the time that I was talking, by the way. But in terms of actual raw value, you cannot miss out on any activities that are competitive or that give you an advantage, assuming that you continue streaking when it comes to the game. But at the end of the day, guys, in terms of resource or, you know, total resource generation, it's just an AFK game. And if you are really, you know, trying to treat this as a true casual game, the way a lot of people treat gacha games nowadays, ultimately, just do your dailies, get activities as you can, and ultimately, all you need to do is just wait to collect your resources and then upgrade your characters at the end of the day, because you're probably not going to be competing with the Mega Giga Whales anyways. Anyways, though, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Again, in terms of just raw resources, there aren't that many secret ways to get more. Again, you could do the friendship farming that I've seen a lot of people do, and I think just in general, it's nice to be, you know, it's kind of nice to help other people, because I've definitely requested help and people have helped me. But not only do you gain, you know, karma points in the eyes of the universe, basically, you do also gain friendship things, which I don't know where to. Oh, I think it's in the Emporium, right? Yes, so with the Emporium, you can buy things with your friendship tokens, whether that's gear or whether that's emotes. I definitely want to take a couple of these or get a couple of these. And, you know, that's kind of how I see the game right now. You know, basically put good in, get good out. I don't know. That's just kind of cool. But anyways, that's the endless farm, or the other endless farm that you could do when it comes to the game. And outside of throwing your head into a wall and praying that someone is either good enough at piloting yourself and they proxy clear content for you, that's basically all you can do while you're waiting for your characters to get stronger, the new resets to happen, etc, etc. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something. If you did, make sure to like, comment, turn the notification bell, and subscribe. Thank you again for everyone that's been appreciating or liking the AFK Journey content. Again, I really did not expect to be enjoying this game as much as I did, as I'm sure a couple of you guys have been saying as well. But hope you guys gained something from this video. If you did, again, I'll see you on the next one. Make sure to check out the rest of my socials: Discord, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, etc. Thanks again, guys. Adios.